guys. I'm a couple seconds late or a couple minutes late. My camera that I use for my hands, I had used it for something else and I went to go live and it was not going to work. So I thought, well, I would adjust it before I got on. So that's why I'm just a couple minutes late. That and I did a really quick bathroom run. Too much information, I know. My name is Cheryl Wright. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from northeastern Montana, and I am going to share the Bag of Bones bundle with you tonight, and it is going to be so much fun. I'm not really a skeleton person, but I have had so much fun with these little guys, and I know as soon as I get the class done, I'm going to find a couple more ideas. But I think there's a few ideas that we're just going to run with tonight, and you're going to enjoy them, and hopefully you're going to want to copy them. It's my job, inspiring you one project at a time. So let's go ahead and get started on talking about a couple other things. Well, hopefully we'll have a few more people join us. Otherwise, we'll see them on the replay. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to add this and this and get that one going. Oh, I did that wrong. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this camera was upside down and backwards. I did a Facebook Live with it this week, and so I had it positioned really weird, and I had to fix it. So please forgive me. All right. So if you are local to me, I have a Kit Together class at our local senior citizen center on Thursday next week. That means I will either record this or chances are pretty good we'll do it on Friday. Yeah, but I'll let you know. I'll always post it before I go live. So, oh, I'm so glad, Heather, that you got it. And hello, Glenda from the Land of Oz. And Nancy also. Oh, you guys are just awesome. Anyway, I've got my piles, the piles. Anyway, I would love to have you come join us. If you would like to do a kit together on your turf, we can do it virtually. I know a couple ways to do it and we can get it done. So if you're not local to me, if you're local to me, please consider joining. I would love to have you. I have a paper share going on right now. It is all the papers from the mini catalog and the 5 new ones from the online exclusives. And I need at least 4 people so I can do it. Otherwise, I can't do it. So if you're interested, please sign up. You can go to my Linktree link, which is, always over here in the corner down at the bottom of my screen, or it's just Linktree Cheryl Wright. So anyway, I tried the QR code. I tried scanning the QR code from my phone earlier when I had it on video. There's the Linktree, and it was a bust. So yeah. All right. Special release papers. I already talked to you about that, but they are found in the online exclusives. This matches a stamp set. It's that floral one I can show you. And the Santa paper matches that really pretty old-fashioned Santa. And Home for the Holidays is the new paper pumpkin kit for, oh my gosh, for October. Can you believe it? Anyway, these are so cute. And glitter glue, because that's the cool thing in this one. There are many new kits. This happens to be not many new kits. This is the new kit, but there are many kits available. And the truck punch is coming back next month. And I think that's all I have. These are some of the kits that I have mentioned to you. So, are you ready for some good news? Last week, I did the Abundant Beauty masks with the gorgeous sunflowers. And I told you they would be available soon. They're available today. And the Bag of Bones dies are available today. So we thought we had to wait till Monday. We do not. All right, internet, you have to stay with me. I will stop moving so quickly. So the Bag of Bones bundle is available right now. So everything I'm showing you right now, you can do. Oh, the truck is fantastic, isn't it? Yes. And I might have to redo that when it comes back. I mean, I did one already. If you haven't seen that video, you can go ahead and go back and look at it. But you know, when it finally comes back out, I might have to revive that one because I've seen a couple other things and I have a couple other ideas with some new products from the catalog. So, Bag of Bones with the dies. This has been available all the time, but the dies just came back in stock today. They are not on low inventory or anything, but if you want these, don't delay because some of these items are getting so popular that they go fast. And then, I mean, yeah, they might come back, but they're going to come back maybe in December. Who knows? I'm just making this up. Don't say, well, Cheryl said. No, don't do that. I am also using the Them Bones paper tonight. I am very sorry about my video. I am the only one home, so it cannot be that someone else is on the internet. Oh, my husband is doing a happy dance. Just a second. Let me reply to him. We are finished with harvest. Ah! On the farm, that's a big deal. We have one field left to cut, but we don't cut that till October, November. Well, October. It's flax. Flax is never ready this early. So anyway, these are the bits and pieces that I have left of what is the Them Bones paper. Wow. I hope you guys are seeing this better than my screen is. But some of these, I like this side. I couldn't cut it up because I like this side. The dies will cut these out. So, yeah. So this is the paper that I'm using. It is a part of the paper share. So if you just want a little bit of it, the paper share might be the way to go. All right. Let's get started. Now, I did one card during my mystery stamping in my group, which is for my customers. And so this is the card that I did already with them. And these, I do have some of these that I will include in the kit with if we use them tonight. I don't know if we're going to use them tonight or not. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. See what I come up with. All right. I need to stop and think for a moment what I'm doing first. I think I'm going to do this one first. All right. So this is Pebbled Path. It is 8.5 by my brain just shut down. So 8.5. Scored at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're going to score it. Nothing special about this part. I'm starting with the easy one. And I'm not doing all cards. Oh, good. Thank you for letting me know that you can see the paper just fine. When I'm looking at my screen, it kind of looks pixelated, but I'm glad it's clear for you guys. You guys are the important ones. All right. And then I have a piece of black that is, oh, I know I can usually spit these out. 5 1/4 by 4. And then I took this sheet. Let me show you a full sheet. This is one of the pieces in the paper, the pack. And you can cut them into 4-inch chunks and get 6 cards out of them. So we're doing Ricky D Bones tonight. I almost covered that up and I thought, nah, we're not going to cover that up. So. Oh, Rickety Bones. You could do that as a card for like a old person birthday. Not going to say any ages because I don't want to offend anybody, but so that's what this is. Rickety Bones. And this is, I didn't go to the next normal level. I did this. This one is, I cut to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And if you get the card kits for this, I will have all this ready to go. And you may not get this exact one because you just saw that there were many, but I will send you one. Hi, Shirley. Thanks for joining us. All right. So, I need to breathe. I had my granddaughter and my 2 great nieces for most of the day today. So, they left and I had a moment to gather my thoughts and prep the last couple things for this one. Everything that I was hoping to get done with this, I did. So I'm, like I said earlier at the beginning, I'm probably, as soon as I get done with this, I'm probably going to have a couple more ideas, but all the ideas I had to go with this pretty much worked out. So, all right. Like I said, it's a very interactive group of projects tonight. Maybe I didn't say that. I thought I said that in the description. All right. So you can see that this is a really thin border on this one. I didn't want it to be the thick border because this paper should be the star, but I thought it needed a little something. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. And then we're going to do the fun part. All right. I don't know about you, but my week has just been crazy. Like I said, we just finished harvesting. I just got the text and answered my husband while we were live. So amen to that. My daughter surprised us and came home last week. She wasn't supposed to come home till this weekend. And she's coming home this weekend too, but she came home last weekend also. And so that was good. So what I'm saying is I'm still behind on some card kits, but I will get them done. I will be shipping Stampin' Cross Country boxes off next week. And if I owe you card kits, they will be in there. So there is that. Now you could just put something, you could put a Happy Halloween or something right here on this and mail this off. And this would just be a cute card as is. But we are taking it a couple steps further. Okay, I need to take a breath. Let me see here. What I'm going to do now, let me look at all right, I have bones. I have lots of bones. So let me find a scrap piece of black. I think he'll fit on there. I have some extras made just in case I mess up. All right. Oh yeah, you'll probably saw the extra. Okay, so this is just regular black and my Versamark. I'm sure you know what's coming. My skeleton is already stained. I've used lots of different things on him and he is stained black. I tried to clean him. I am currently missing my StazOn ink cleaner. So that could have helped, but not yet. All right. So before I stamp, I'm going to use my embossing buddy. And you can get the embossing buddy in a kit that comes with the tweezers I use sometimes. You see me use these sometimes. And it comes with the tray and the brush. All right. So I used the embossing buddy. And now I'm going to ink this. This ink pad is mostly just like a liquid glue pad. All right. So I'm going to add him. There, you can't see him, but he's there. Like I said, I'm not much of a skeleton person. If these were gory skeletons, I wouldn't, that wouldn't be me, but they're cute. This one's like a little dancing skeleton. So, I'm just going to use my tray that I have for them. Throw that in there. This is white embossing powder. Stampin' Up! Sells them in 3-packs, so you can get black, white, and clear. They last forever, in my humble opinion. So I'm just flicking. I could use the tray, but I didn't because I already had this one all ready to go. And I'm just taking the brush, not that this is going to matter, and brushing it off. All right, and then I just dump the leftovers back into the container, and he's ready to go. All right. I could have used this tray, but this tray has white in it, or silver. Actually, I think it's silver, and I didn't want silver on him. Now, for this, it doesn't matter what setting you use, but this is a Stampin' Up! Heat tool. And it has 2 settings. Most of the heat tools that you can find on the market don't have 2 settings, and 2 settings is kind of important for the projects we've got going tonight. Notice I said projects. All right. So this is where this little tool that I just put back. Yeah. I just put it back, and now I need it, and I can't find it. All right, it'll be fine. Sorry for the noise. I have it on high. And I'm just going to keep him moving. Not him, but keep the heat moving a little bit so I don't. I do have a silicone mat that I usually put underneath it to kind of protect my surface a little bit more. This is a Stampin' Up! One. Oh, did you see the hand starting to turn and the head? Let me see if I can pull it up closer to the camera. Can you see it starting to get glossy instead of grainy? See, the head's glossy. I don't know if you can see that. All right. I'm just going to finish him up. It doesn't take very long. This is what Hallmark uses on their cards. I'm sure they don't do it by hand, but they do melt. They're just small plastic fragments. And by adding the heat, you melt them and they become shiny and glossy and plastic. Okay, this is where you need the tweezers. All right. Yeah, so there's those tweezers we just had out. Oh, you know, the tweezers that I had out, but I didn't put in the right place. These are the heat-resistant tweezers. So just go ahead and finish him off. All right, so he is done. All right, I'm going to set this aside. Then we're going to take the die and die cut him. All right, so let me set this aside. And he's cute, but we're going to make him even cuter, if that's even possible. All right. So my Post-it note tape should be, oh, that's right here. Just because I went to so much work making him, I don't want him to wiggle on the plate. I have more. I reuse these until they're falling apart. All right, this is the mini. I think most of these dies will go through the mini. Actually, I think all of the skeleton dies will go through the mini. So that's cool. All right, there we go. And I need that one. I might need those, but not right this second. All right. So we're just cutting him out. I'm putting this on the bottom. This. Now with these, you want the center. You want the center to be in a little bit. So your side sandwich looks like that. So the center's in. And then it should catch best. And I'm going to wiggle and jiggle you. I'm very sorry. It will be short and painless. There we go. All right. I'm going to set this aside. Readjust our mat. This is the current host code if you're interested in placing an order to get the card kits. It's just a $35 order to place to get the card kits. And not just card kits. Tonight, they're not all cards. I already told you that. So, yay. Yay for me for remembering to tell you. All right. I'm not going to lose him. All right. So now we have this adorable skeleton. And he would be fun to add to our card as is. But wait, there's more. All right, let me see if I can find. This will be fine. So our skeleton guy is about a ½ an inch wide at his rib cage. So I'm going to trim off a piece of paper just a little bit smaller than a ½ inch. And yes, it's going to be too long, but I wanted just to show you how I made these. Okay. Now I'm going to need about half of this. Where's a pair of snips? And probably less, but I can trim it later. Now take a hole punch. I have Stampin' Up! Ones, but Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them anymore. So this is just a standard hole punch. And on one end, punch a hole. Okay, that might be too close to the end. It should be fine. All right. Now we're going to operate on the portal skeleton dude. We are going to cut him right at the pelvis. There you go. And then we're going to also cut right at the fingertips. So I'm going to trim him up there. All right. So now his legs and his body are separate. Okay. So I'm going to take his pelvis and I'm going to glue it on to my little piece of paper. I know it's not a lot of glue. It's just a little. I'm actually going to use a piece of tear and tape. Just because. Maybe I am going to use tear and tape. My tear and tape is MIA. So that means we're just going to use one of these. We're just going to use regular glue. I don't know why I was using it earlier. All right. Just a little bit. And then this piece goes on here. And this is going to be too high. This is too much. All right, so this is not part of it. I should have made a smaller piece. Now it's stuck in the paper. Okay, so small piece, little hole on the pelvis of the legs. Okay. And then we have the body. All right. All right. So now we're going to go back to our card base. that we have in memory of Rickety Bones. We're going to put our little skeleton over here. I am using the black dimensionals. They come in a 4-pack, and they have 2 sheets of the large size and 2 sheets of the minis. And like I'm missing my other pack of minis. Wouldn't you know it? It's like, all right, we're ready to start, people. Where are they? Oh, well, it's not a big deal. So they are available, and we need 1 mini. And we're going to get where we want our little skeleton dude. I want his legs to be down. I don't want him right on the end, though. All right. Now I'm going to put that there, but I want this to come off. So that's where I want it. Now I want to kind of mash it around because that hole's not very big. I just want to mash it. It's a hexagon, but I want to just kind of mush it a little. So it's not got such rigid edges. All right, now I'm going to put this back on. He's going to go over the hole. All right, because we want his little legs to swing, which they will. All right. I should just let his legs dry for a minute, but I'm not going to. All right. Okay. So next we're going to put a couple more of those on the back of his head. We can actually use a big one. On the back of his head. And then we can use a little one on his body, on his torso. His rib cage. That would be the skeleton term, wouldn't it? The rib cage. And then we're going to put his rib cage down. So, oh, you know what? I did that wrong. Don't do what Cheryl just did. So you know what? His rib cage was already there. Silly me. So put a big one on his head and put one, the one there is where his rib cage is going to go. All right, there he goes. And he has movable dancing legs. Now, the more he wiggles his legs, that dimensional behind him will loosen up a little bit. Now we could put a cowboy hat on or whatever else we wanted to. I am going to add, these kind of worked for me as far as sayings. So we are going to add Boo to You. And this will be our first card. Sounds like the masses are coming home. I have all the equipment to move, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off. This is the smallest of the deckled rectangles. I just decided that's what kind of worked for me on these. All right. Yay, harvest is done. No major breakdowns this year, but the price stinks and the bushels weren't very good. So so buy lots of stamps. I might need more money. Okay, that's my little plug. I need to help my husband more, so buy more stamps. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and use just a large dimensional. I'm going to use the dark ones, even though this is white. So there you have my first interactive card. Boo to you. And honestly, this is light enough on the inside that I don't know that I would put another layer in here, but I could. That one would need to be trimmed. I usually have some right here ready to go, but I wouldn't need it, but I probably, oh my, I've got some odd size ones here that I must need to update my stash of just card inserts for the insides of my cards. Wow. All right, well, we're just going to trim this one down. Because it's full size and it does not need to be full size. Okay. We're going to do it small. Huh, I wonder what I had these cut for. Now my glue. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's do Happy Halloween. All right. And remember when you're using your photopolymer stamps to have a mat underneath. I have this mat under mine all the time. So there are paper piercing mats that Stampin' Up! Sells that you can use if you don't have anything else. All right, we have Happy Halloween. What else could we use on here? Oh, I could do a little bat. I could do 2 little bats. There's lots of little bats to use. All right. Oh, the cat or the dog too. Yes, I could use the cat or the dog too. I might have to add the cat or the dog. I forgot about that. I should have done them with embossed them. Might have to add that one. All right. Let's see here. Where's my black? And we will do one of that one. And 2 of that one. Then we're going to put it in the card. And the front of this card or the back of this card's got a little blip on it, but that's okay. It's going to be never seen again. All right, so there I did the inside of my card. All right. Now we could take some of those stickers. These are the glow in the dark ones. They will be available hopefully next week. And yes, they really do glow in the dark. I had a couple bats. Not that bats usually glow in the dark, but. And then maybe we'll have a little ghost coming out of the tombstone. There's Ricky D. Bones right there. So there we go. We have our dancing skeleton. And maybe I will get the little cat or the dog and put him over here. I'd have to emboss it to match though. So, all right. How's that? Good suggestion, Jean. I was a little slow on it though. So card number 1 has a dancing skeleton. Card number 2 has a spinning skeleton. Who's ready to see that trick? If you're ready to see that trick, go ahead and put a like in the comment or a heart or something. So there's that one. So this was my one from the other night, my practice one that I did with in my group. my customer group. And then this is the other one. All right. This one uses, this is 5 1/8 by 4 1/2. All right, and I'm going to use a regular card base that is 8 1/2 scored at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I did it without having to measure this time. All right, so this is 3 inches by 5 1/8. All right, now this we're going to cut down. Actually, it needs a little trim. Just ignore me. I've got a little trimming to do right here. I used my paper cutter at my new part-time job last week, and I think I need to change the blade. All right, what I'm looking for is this. I want this section, but I'm going to put something through it. So I need to cut off 1 1/2 inches. But I wanted it to be whole because I want to actually cut off 3/4 of an inch here and 3/4 of an inch here. But the way it looks right now, I think it'd be better if I cut off 1 1/2 here and left most of my faces on my main piece. So if you use a side like that, it doesn't matter. But, and when you see what I'm doing, you'll go, oh, that's why. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 1 1/2 inches off my end that I decided didn't matter as much. 1 1/2. Okay, I'm going to cut off most of this skeleton's head, but oh, just a little bit. He still looks like a good skeleton. So this actually is the exact same size as this. All right. Now this is 1 1/2 by 5 1/8, and we're going to cut it into 2 3/4 inch pieces. Okay, so set that aside. I did cute little faces on these chunks, so that's why I thought, okay, I'm going to show them how, if you want it to kind of lay right this way, I need a drink. Okay, so need to look at my prototype. Okay, so these two I'm actually going to glue together. I could just use this paper, but I need something more solid. So that's why we are using glue. So glue these two together. Okay. So if you get the card kit, you're going to get the full sheet, and then you can decide where you want. Actually, you're not, because I will do this part for you. Because you need the punch. So this is the curved punch. Let me go catalog. This is the curved punch that is on page 64. It goes with the curved occasions, and this is the curved punch. Okay. So we have black, and then we have the designer series paper on the front. Now we're going to put this in, and it's going to go all the way down, and then I'm going to have it go to the edge here. Okay. That's how I decided where it was going to go and how big my paper was going to be. All right. Now we're going to flip the paper around. And again, we're going to put it in, line it up. We're going to actually have to fudge it a little, but it's still going to be lined up over here. And you're going to line it up. See where you can see just the edge there? Okay. Let's see here. There we go. We want it to be lined up over here so that way it's centered. Okay, so this one's not quite as big, but what we left was a trail. If it didn't match up here, if it didn't match up there, you can just take your scissors and go in and trim it out. I have a little mark there, but it's okay. So there you have that piece. Okay, so that's the curved punch. This piece is going to go on this piece. You're going to use, I'm going to use black dimensionals because it's black and you want them up along the edge. Let me get that out of the way so you can see what I'm doing more. Up along the edge. You do not want it anywhere close to the track. And we're going to put one in the dip, but like a finger width away from the dip. Same thing here. Okay. And then along this edge also. There we go. So I used 8 large dimensionals. And you kind of need that support. So we're going to set this aside. We're going to bring in our cardstock. And all right, this is going to go horizontally. This piece, you need to decide which is going to go where. I'm going to have this at the top because it's got less legs, and to me, legs below go to the bottom. So you're going to kind of just line it up a little bit, and you're going to leave pretty much a standard edge. If you had more paper, you could just put a whole sheet underneath behind it, but you'd be covering most of it up. So this is my way of doing it. All right, so you're just going to leave, so you want that like 1/4 inch edges that we usually leave. And okay, one on the bottom and one on the top. All right. I remembered to fill up my water. Last time I didn't remember to fill up my water. All right, and this one's going along the top edge. Kind of line it up with that one as best you can. This is just kind of add some more detail to it. Now the next thing you're going to do is take these stickers off. And I'm pokey. I know I'm pokey. All right. Get it going the right way. See, I've got all my faces. I kept my faces. And kind of just line it up with that one in the back, the one that you put behind, and just lay it down. Okay? So that's what you have. You have your track. All right. Next, we are going to, let me peek at my prototype. We are going to take a skeleton. Now, I already showed you how to do the skeleton, so I'm not going to do another skeleton for you. I think I like these skeletons best, so I told you I had extra. So you already watched me do this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and maybe I won't use this one. I think I'm going to use, well, let me see. I'm putting it on black. I'm putting on a piece of black. So, do you like that? Or do you like the white one? Do you like the black on black or the white on black? What do you think? What stands out more? Anybody? There's a little bit of delay. I'm kind of almost liking this one. I'm going to do this one, and then I'll show you the one, my sample that I did with this one. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and add him on here. I'm going to use some black dimensionals. And you can fit one of the minis at his hip, rib cage. Skeleton can be either or. I could make this look a little more rustic. I have the embossing buddy right here. Try this. Give it kind of an aged look more. I don't know. I might decide I don't like that. All right. And then I'm just going to put my little skeleton right on there. For what I'm asking of him, he was too little and too flimsy to do this. Now, once we have that, we're going to flip him over. I have embossing powder everywhere. Next, we're going to use 2 cents. Ooh, kind of looks ghostly. All right. Good job, Glenda. All right. You like the black. Well, you know what? I'm going to do a black one, and then my sample one is the gray. So you guys get to see it both ways. All right. So pennies, 2 pennies. Has anyone done this one, this type before? All right. It's making a spinner card. So I need a dimensional and a second dimensional on top of that. So it's a double stack. It's a twofer. Okay, that's 2-dimensional stacked together. Line up the penny. Put the pennies together. Take 1 more dimensional. Add it on. Poor Abe. Okay. Take that off. Then we're going to take and try to find kind of about the center. These pennies were way too wide for our skeleton's rib cage. So now you have this. Okay, I'm going to tuck this one side of the penny. Tuck this one edge, this outside edge of the penny. Let me see if I can do this right. Outside edge of the penny. We're going to tuck it in the slot, and we're going to manipulate it. Kind of bend the card until it's got a little bit of an opening, and slide that penny inside. And you're going to kind of shake it. You want those hexagons to get broken down into circles again, and kind of just play with it. Now, everything we add to this card here on out has to be flat, because otherwise he will get caught in it. So once he gets going, once you get those ridges used up, he will spin to his heart's content. I've been playing with my other one. So, okay. So there he is. Actually, I did it the other way, so this will be fun. My sample is, the bottom is here and the hill is over here. So this is kind of fun. Okay, so when you send it, you have to have a little greeting on it. So I made another one of these. I was having more fun with the skeletons. I really wasn't. These were kind of like an afterthought. What words can I put on there? So no bones about it. You're a sweet friend is what we're going to put on this one. And it just barely kind of fits. Let me get this so I can see it crooked straight-ish. Oh, did not want to be inked up very well. All right, no bones about it. You're a sweet friend. All right. Now to put this on, I'm going to put it up here. So on the top, I'm going to use dimensionals, and on the bottom, I'm not. I'm going to use maybe liquid glue. So I'm just going to use little dimensionals across the top because this is already up a layer. See how this is up a layer? So if I put something there, it'll be crooked otherwise. But you want it to lay flat on this so he doesn't get hung up anywhere. And this would probably be enough, and I'm going to put the lid on this for a moment. And then I'll just run a small, this would be great for my tear and tape, but my tear and tape went on a little walk. It's right in front of me, I'm probably absolutely sure. So take the lids off. And I'm going to add it. He's probably going to center over here. Nah, you know what? There are no skeletons. So I'm just going to kind of bump it down. So they kind of line up. There. And so there's glue down here, and the top has dimensionals. And then anyway, no bones about it. You're a sweet friend. So then I took the bones die and I ran it through with an adhesive sheet on the back of the glow-in-the-dark paper. I have enough of that already for the paper share, so we don't have to wait for that. All right, so glow-in-the-dark bones, because no bones about it. You have to have some bones on here. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and put one under there. This is the bones die. So you get a bunch of bones. And like I said, I have a piece of glow-in-the-dark paper, and I just ran it through a couple times. And I got some bones. So let me see here. I've got more bones. And actually, the paper comes right off of it pretty well. So no bones about it, and then it'll glow in the dark. All right. And yes, this really does glow in the dark. So I have 3. I need another 4. And then we'll do 5. Because I like odd numbers of things on my paper. Now I could use the embellishments, but I want things to be flush, so I don't want him to get hung up on anything. And then I also did the same thing with the bats. I ran the bats through, and I don't know where my other bat was because I had 3 bats ready for this one, but we might only have 2 for this one, and then I'll find the 3rd one later. I don't want to keep you guys forever doing all this because my next project is another one. I have one more project to share with you. All right. There's a bat. And my other bat is right here. So I have a dancing skeleton. And I have a spinning skeleton for you. I was so excited to make these. I had so much fun. I was just looking. I'm going to put it up here. Once I had these ideas, I thought, oh, I have to do these. And there we go. All right. You can decide which one you like better while I get the inside ready. So there's the black on black. And here is the white on black. And he's upside down. Let's see how I did the mountain here and then the valley. And here I did the valley and then the mountain. Yeah, it wasn't planned that way. Sometimes you just get lucky. Sometimes I just get lucky. So what do you think? Do you like the black on black or do you like the gray on black? All right. Let me find another piece of white paper. And trim it down because I seem to be out of trim down papers. I think my nephew will get a kick out of this one. Most of my nephews are in their 20s or 30s, but I have one that's only 11. So he has a tendency to get stuck with my cutesy cards. That's cute. Yeah, the skeletons look like they're holding the sentiment. That's cute. Yeah. Thanks, Tia. Thanks, everyone. Tia's just a new name on here. All right. Happy Halloween. That turned out well. And then where's my little blocks? We'll do that. That. All right. You know what? We could do, there's so much you can do. I'm going to move on because we could play with this forever. Now my next one isn't very hard. It's kind of a quick one actually, but I will send you all the supplies for it. The $35 order, you get all the supplies to make the stuff that we did tonight. With the $50 order, you'll get the tutorial bundle, which I have not mailed out for August yet. I need to get caught up on like lots and lots of stuff. And then $75 order, I will send you some embellishments. So this one I'm going to have to play with a little bit longer because it's just sticky. But look at this one. I've been playing with this one already. He just slides. He spins and slides. Just fun. So if you have some friends that like some movement in their cards, here's an idea for you. All right. That one caught the punch and it's just not going away right in that little spot right there. And these scissors are not helping there. I have to go in there with a black marker. That would probably help. Okay, I got my little glitch fixed. There we go. So there's that one. All right. You like them both, but the mountain first and then the valley. Mountain and then valley. Oh. There you go. There you have it. Okay. Last thing. Let me grab Let me wipe off my skeleton. And I will send you stuff for this. This is Shrinky Dinks. Now, these are from a long time ago, back when we were kids. I was a kid. We had Shrinky Dinks. So with this on plastic, you want to use Stays On ink. And Stays On is the one that needs the special cleaner that I seem to be missing right now. So I'm going to go ahead and ink him up pretty well. And put him down. Now, pick it up, flip it over, and smoosh on his head. When I was doing this earlier, it was not sticking on his head very well. All right. There we have that one. Now we're going to do the second one. Like I said, it'll stick. Just flip it over and smush on this little skull. Okay, so now we have 2 skeletons. I'm just going to rough cut them out. Let them dry for just a second. It gives me a good chance to get some dry lips today. All right, I'm going to separate them. And next, I'm going to use a hole punch. Now, last time I used the hole punch on the skeleton to make him swing, to make him dance. This one, I'm using a little bit smaller punch. It's, I think, 1/8 of an inch punch. And I'm going to put it through his skull. I know, not a nice person. But it's about 1/8 of a punch, 1/8 of a hole. All right. So there you have him. It's got everything punched out. And now I need to cut him out of the plastic. I'm going to try not to get the ink. It should be dry, but my Post-it note tape. Okay. There we go. This again. Sorry about the wiggling and the jiggling again. Okay. There we go. And there he is. Make sure you cut out or punch out his little arm piece. And there's a piece down here by his pelvis that is kind of tricky. Do not cut yourself trying to get those out. I don't know if I was talking to you or me. Finally got my finger feeling better from my knife incident in June. No, I was not crafting. I was slicing potatoes with my mandolin slicer and decided to take the top of my finger off. Okay, so there's one. He's got all of his parts off. This, I don't know what else to do with this, but I'm going to toss it. And then where's my other one? Here he is. Go ahead and put it on here. I guess it could be a girl. I didn't jazz it up. There are cute cowboy hats. There are all kinds of fun things to do with these. Like I said, I wanted to show you some interactive-y things, and I was just having too much fun with them. So, if you think that you have a friend that would enjoy these, please share this video or invite them to watch it. I would love that to happen. Okay. Hold your mouth right. Off they go. Okay. And here he is. Here she is. Here it is. Now with the shrink plastic, you need to use non-water-based ink. Memento is water-based, so it would not work with this. That's why I had to use the StazOn. Again, do not cut yourself. All right. There. Almost. Okay. Now, I was shrinking them on the high speed on my heat tool, and I was not getting good results. They were sticking wrong. They were doing all kinds of wrong things. Once I switched to my low setting, it works much better. I'm just using our stylus from our Simply Score tool to hold him in the arm. Otherwise, he flies all over the place. I will set him aside. Oh, I also was doing them backwards so they maybe didn't fold and bend quite so wonky. This does take a minute, but it doesn't take long. If you're on replay, you can fast forward through this part. All right. See, starting to slowly heat up. There goes his hand. You can use Sharpies. Sharpies work with this. So this is not a Stampin' Up! Product, but you can use Stampin' Up! Products on Shrinky Dinks. Isn't it cool? I just love to play with craft products. All right. Watch, his legs are not going to come apart. Oh well, he'll look like an Irish jig. I'll be doing an Irish jig. Oh, I got him apart. There we go. Notice I have the silicone mat underneath there to kind of just help protect my surface. And when he's about done, he should lay fairly flat. But I was going too fast and he was not laying flat. He was staying curled up. Like his leg is getting kind of weird. There he goes. Almost done now. So, shrink plastic. Stampin' Up stamps. When he's almost done, I put a block on him and smoosh him down. I'm not going to have you do the second one with me because you've seen the process. But when he's done, so this one looks like he's doing a little jig, and that's just fine. I don't have a problem with him doing a little jig. I could try to separate these, but when you do that, sometimes you end up with just a bunch of pieces that they break pretty easily. So this is what happens when you do them on high and you try to fix them. So if you use a low setting, it works best. So then you have, oh, and it also shrinks them more, and it's not as good. So use the low setting. And when you have, if you want a hole, you use a regular hole punch. It's this large. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus. It's that large. That's a regular hole punch, but this is the smaller one. And then, and I will send you the jump rings and the fish hooks for your earrings. This size you could use as a charm, a scissor charm. So anyway, those are my super interactive, and you can just put them on and wear them out. Or you can have a scissor charm. Let me show you what I mean by scissor charm. I have other scissor charms that I've used that I made in the past. So a scissor charm. This is what a scissor charm is. So you can make your skeleton into a scissor charm or turn him into a pair of earrings. So there you have it. That is my Bag of Bones class. Thank you for joining me today. If you would like the parts and pieces to make these, I'll send you shrink plastic. And you can make scissor charms or whatever you want. I will also send you the products to make this card. And our first card with the swinging legs. And I might just make a dog. So when you see the picture, it might have a dog or a cat here. I'll see which one would fit better. I'll do that. And I actually will send you the pieces for this card as well. This was one, I think with the pieces in the picture, you'll do fine. It's just simple binding and a bind fold, a side fold, and all the pieces and parts for that. So this is my class for the week. And like I said, we were expecting the dies to be on back order until next week, but they're not. They're available now. So get them while you can before they go on back order again, if you are interested in them. I can't do any of the stamping. I just send you the cardstock and the designer series paper to create the projects. So thank you, Heather. Thanks, Jean. Thanks, Nancy. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me. If you're joining me on replay, please say replay. And next week is, let me see here. Next week is Stampin' Cross Country. So I'll be getting, no, not next week. Next week is not Stampin' Cross Country. I will be getting things mailed out for Stampin' Cross Country. I'm not sure what my class is gonna be. I was so excited about this one. We might do something with the other Halloween, just so in case you get ideas, you have time to order what you need to make the projects for your people. So, have a wonderful evening, and thank you for crafting with me. Bye-bye.